I wanted to kill him. My fists were balled up. I was so tense. I felt like a powder keg. I wanted to really hurt him. He's my brother, so that scared me. But he was standing right in front of me, and my fists were getting stronger, and I knew I needed to hurt him. But if I hit him in the face, he might bleed. If I bashed him on the chest, it might hurt his heart. I mean, I was 6 years old, okay? So what I did is my hand's up, and it's like coming down toward his heart, and I move it, and I hit whack him on the shoulder as hard as I can, and hear it snap. Oh shit. Oh shit. I yelled at my brother Jim, who's also in the basement with us, go get mom, go get mom. Jeff, the radiator, Jeff fell on the radiator, go tell mom, go tell mom. Well, my mom comes down, and I guess everything ended up okay. I've never told this story to anyone until I finally told it to my brother Jeff years and years later. I hadn't told either of my parents what really happened. I hadn't told my brother Jim, who I think bought that somehow Jeff fell on the radiator. So years and years and years, this is my model of Cain and Abel, of feeling murderous toward my brother, wanting to kill another human being, my own brother. And I wore that for such a long time. It was around the time that my mother died. It wasn't after it, probably was a year or two before it, that I was finally sitting with Jeff in his backyard. We're both, adults, have kids of our own. And I'm remembering Langdon Street in Madison, where we lived on Fraternity Row. My dad was Lutheran campus minister, and the Lutheran campus center was right on Frat Row. And the basement was huge. It's where they had the Sunday night dinners. We could ride our trikes around in circles forever. But there was this stairs that went up to this landing that then went outside that had this railing on it. You could climb up and you could fall down. You could do all sorts of things. I was just telling my wife the other day whether she remembered all those smells of ozone when you whacked your head on something hard. She said, I don't know what you're talking about. This basement was kind of dangerous because I actually had a race with my other brother thinking that he's starting to win. So I thought I could beat him by just holding my arms out so I didn't have to slow up before I hit the wall. I was unconscious for a day. Okay, I'm finally talking to Jeff about the Langdon Street basement, which was a serious place. And I said, do you remember the time I broke your collarbone? And Jeff just looks at me a little quizzical and takes another drink of his beer and says, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, okay, I was 6, he was maybe 4, so maybe he just didn't remember. Plus, I'm sure I said to him, like I said to my brother Jim, that he fell on the radiator, if you tell mom anything but that you fell on the radiator, I will kill you. So that might have gotten him to repress it, I don't know. But then I said, you remember when you broke your collarbone? And he said, I remember that I broke my collarbone. I mean, he was oblivious, he had no memory of this whatsoever. It's a complete blank wall. And I'm going, am I crazy? I just feel guilty because he fell out on the radiator and I was supposed to be responsible for him and therefore made up the story in which I was even more guilty? Was there another experience that I felt like killing him and then I added in these details? I don't know. I just don't know. So I said to him, would you get an x-ray? And he said, why the fuck would I get an x-ray? That's the end.